And lastly, before we toss back to James, is we're looking at the threat of some heavy rain, and not all of this will be ice. Some of it's going to run off. We've had a lot of rain here. There's also some flooding concerns for some areas in and around Charlotte.
Yeah, you want to talk about a fun weather map to show someone? Winter storm warning, winter weather advisory, next county over, flood watch. So, and I think it was in Mississippi today, I saw sleet and freezing rain falling with a flash flood warning at the same time. It was the most bizarre thing I'd ever seen. So, yeah, we've got these flood watches up just outside of James is bringing it up. Thanks, James. You can see we've got flood watches overlapping winter weather advisories and up against the winter storm warning. So the runoff will be pretty impressive because we had that convection the other night. The thunderstorms came through, and that dumped a quick inch and a half. We had some flash flooding and some flood advisories in the metro. The thing about the wintertime in rainfall, because all the vegetation is dormant, because evaporation rates are so low, and because the sun angle is so low, you get massive runoff. You get a lot more flooding in the wintertime, and it takes longer for the soil to dry out. You know, someone joked with me today, I don't want to hear you say the word drought. And I said, I won't say the drought this winter, but we get into spring and summer, you get sun and 80 degrees for a week, things dry out much quicker than they do in the wintertime when it's 50 and it's kind of dreary out, and you don't get a lot of the evaporation and the vegetation using up the grass. The trees aren't using any of this moisture. It's just sitting in the soil right now.
Yeah, so lots of issues to watch here, and Brad, we know you'll keep us covered here in the mountains and foothills and Piedmont. So James, I'll toss it back to you.
Scotty, Brad, thank you so much. We'll have more from Brad's fellow meteorologist colleague Chris Mulcahy coming up in a little bit. Chris is going to be showcasing for us what you can be doing tonight at home to prepare. Let's hit a little bit more now on that flooding threat and even a bit of a severe weather threat far enough south from all of this winter weather. Let's head back over to Frank.
Now, there are a couple of other aspects of the storm we need to deal with outside of the winter storm situation. Note, as I switch to the Weather Service's hazard plot here, there are some green areas. These are flash flood watches that are out for the Midlands and CSRA in South Carolina, and for a lot of eastern North Carolina. That's because there's going to be a good soaking rain. For example, the 3-kilometer NAM plot here is showing a swath of 2 inches or more through that area, and that can be enough to cause some flooding. So if you live in a flood-prone area, watch out there. And then south and east from there, there's some severe storm potential. Marginal risk out for the Carolina coastal plain up to the Wilmington area, and even a slight risk for parts of the low country of South Carolina. Isolated damaging winds from any thunderstorm in this area. Can't rule out an isolated tornado or two, especially down south toward Hilton Head. So y'all keep that in mind for your Thursday afternoon and night as those thunderstorms move through.
Problems.